uMayeni angithi ube girlfriend yami, then sahlukana naye ngathatha uMacele, then ngamenza unkosikazi. Kwi-process yokumenza unkosikazi uMacele ngathatha uMasawuli, so ngaba nabantu abawu-2 abamakhosikazi. Ngazolanda back uMayeni, kodwa ngangamlobola uqalisa i-process.
So what remained a girlfriend?
Yes, and then ngabona wena waba i-girlfriend, ngabona umangwabo waba i-girlfriend, then ngaqala i-process yokuyolobola uMayeni usukhona as a girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Me and Macele, we had a relationship. She mentioned, laughing, saying, mina kwakupre kwakumina ukuthi uzela ukuzozala. Masongasazala.
Go Yay!
Nina nothu nalesi umuntu emzumbe ukuthi aza ukhulelwa for uMakhumalo wathatha istand sakhe sokumela uthi awuzange uyenza ama-IVF kodwa mina I knew ukuthi wawenza several times.
Hey fam, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Set it to all so you don't miss out on anything. Now let's get into this. Fam, I've been binging on the recent episodes that I missed, okay, during my off days of Uthando Nesthembu season 9, right? And that was from episode 20 to 22. And let me tell you, I'm disgusted by the fact that Makhumalo's fertility is being used as a storyline. Babake and Mamake are cruel. Let me just get that out of the way. And nobody can convince me otherwise, okay? Especially when it comes to this. But I want to mainly focus on Mseleko because he is the one married to Makhumalo. So what I'm asking myself is, if he's able to say all that he's been saying about Makhumalo on national TV, what is he saying when the cameras are not rolling? I also find his carelessness and manner in which he's been speaking about Makhumalo's fertility to be such a trigger for women who have been struggling or are still struggling to carry pregnancies full term and bring forth kids into this world. I find Babake to be the most inconsiderate man. And it's scary, it's frightening because there are men who look up to him. And now they're seeing this disgusting behavior of his and are gonna foolishly follow suit. Like I said earlier, the binging started with episode 20, so let's start there, where Mama and Babake showed us once again how toxic they are. This was mostly displayed when Mr. Ndabe was appealing to Babake from a brother's point of view to please adjust or check his lies and deceptions for the sake of peace and harmony in the family. When Makhumalo interjected there, expressing that they were called under the impression that the main reason for the retreat was to help make them understand the vision of Mseleko's polygamy. And in that, she also went on to say there are a lot of lies and deceit that has been going on. Like Musa at one point saying how he knew at the age of 4 years old, that he was going to be a polygamous man. And honestly, what kind of 4-year-old knows about polygamy? Yo, in this moment, the look that Musa gave Makhumalo was, for lack of better words, dangerous, okay? And she didn't mind him. She carried on to mention, because there were flashbacks of the episodes where these events were captured. She continues to mention that we have seen the officiant of Musa and Mamake's wedding, how Musa briefed him to tell Macele at the altar that more wives will be coming in. At this point, Macele was obviously offended, but for whatever reason only known to her, she didn't express that in the group session, but went on to say how she feels in her diary session, asking what Makhumalo knows about her marriage and everything else that she said, which was pointless at that time because she failed to ask Makhumalo all these questions to her face. Back at the group session, Makhumalo touches on her past conversation with Macele, where Macele told her how Babake used to brag to her about Makei coming into their fold to make kids.
Me and Macele, we had a relationship. She mentioned, laughing, saying, mina kwakupre kwakumina ukuthi uzela ukuzozala. Masongasazala.
Before we go any further, let me just say Mamake has her good qualities as the other wives do, but on this matter, she was mean. Okay? She displayed mean girl energy and cruelty. Back to the session, obviously Matkele did not respond to Makhumalo, but in her diary once again she went on to call Makhumalo all kinds of names, a drunk, to be precise, to her husband.
Khona abantu abaphuzayo utshwala uma sebephuzile bese siyabatshela ukuthi umuntu angadakelwa kumina. Right now uMakhumalo dakelwa kumina.
Intombazane endini.
Uphuzile?
Anginandaba babakhe ukuthi uphuzile noma akaphuzanga. I'm just saying right now uMakhumalo udakelwa.
Uyaphuza?
Sento engishoyo. Ukuthi njengamanje uMakhumalo udakelwa kimi.
Kusho ukuthi udakile.
Angigeningi lapho.
And it was in that moment alone when I realized that Mamake is a coward. Okay, she can't stand on what she says. Because why couldn't you say all that to her face? Bottom line, episode 20 ended with Babake realizing that nothing was resolved at the retreat. Things got worse instead of better, to the point where Sis Nonto and Babundabe suggested that they should try the sessions off cam in hopes that maybe something productive will come out of that, which I doubt. Now, episode 21. Interesting moments in this one is Mayeni's regrets over getting back with Museleko. She regrets to the point where she wishes she could have stopped having this man's kids right after Mpumelelo. And all this was revealed during her sit down with her sister. She also spoke of the disrespect that she received from the other wives after Musa was released from the hospital. To the point where when she wanted to relieve Matkele and take Musa, Matkele asked her where she was going to take him to, as during that time she had gone back to her home. They got past that, but when she got to Mzumbe, there were squabbles again between her and Mangwabe. As seemingly Mangwabe, Makhumalo and Matkele had excluded her from the family rotation plans because she wasn't there. Yet she was still part of the marriage and family. Another highlight was when Matkele brought up that Makhumalo was pregnant when she came into the picture, something Babake couldn't remember at all. Okay, that's what he said. Which literally drove Matkele over the edge even more because what do you mean you do not remember something you were a part of, seemingly? Also, Babake is the one who brought Makhumalo in, but somehow he doesn't remember nothing about that, which Matkele said. She continues to say that Babake had even told her that he would never marry someone with a child, which is crazy because the late Masaole had a child before they married. We are finding out now through Matkele that Make was pregnant and that Babake should know where the child is. Only Matkele, Makhumalo and Babake seemingly know whether that child was Mseleko's, and he is not really talking about that because then it would somehow expose that Makhumalo was maybe too young at the time, or that child was maybe Makhumalo's then partner because Mseleko had said time and time again that he found his wives with other people and he took them from them. Something along those lines. Mangwabe also had a child before the Mseleko marriage. So one thing that is clear when it comes to this matter is that Babake lied a lot to Mamake. And Mamake doesn't even seem like she's willing to somehow confront this man about the lies, or at least make peace with the fact that she married a liar who lied so much to her and somehow contributed also to the dysfunctional relationships that she has with her sister wives. But hey, let's leave Mamake alone. Maybe she will come to her senses one day. Maybe she's not ready to do that right now. Then this man in his diary goes on to say he doesn't defend Makhumalo against what Matkele said because they are not getting along. So his hands are tied. Like what? Are you mad? How childish. Matkele had also mentioned in fury how Babake and Makhumalo at one point had brought in a woman secretly to fall pregnant for Makhumalo.
Nina lothu nalethi umuntu emzumbe ukuthi azawukhulelwa for uMakhumalo.
She didn't stop there. She also addressed what Makhumalo had said, or asked rather, at a retreat when Musa revealed to them that he made Makhwela leave her job. You'll remember Makhumalo had asked Mtombeni, why would you do something like that? Now Matkele is asking where Makhumalo worked when she came in for her to be so concerned about Makhwela not working or something like that. She also mentioned that Babake lied and said he never supported or did the IVF treatments, but she knows they did them several times.
wathatha istand sakhe sokumela uthi awuzange uyenza ama-IVF kodwa mina I knew ukuthi wawenza several times.
Mamake didn't hold back at all with her husband. But like I said before, it is pointless because she didn't have the same fire at a retreat towards Makhumalo. Now moving on to Mayeni, she also made a very bold statement that she doesn't even want to be buried in the Msaloko homestead at all when she passes. That's how bad things are. Another shocker which I found extremely funny was Babake's reaction to Sne's pregnancy news. It was hilarious the way he reacted instead of thanking Sne for taking steps in making sure his vision comes to life. I was like, Babake, stop it. Okay, just stop. Now that was in episode 22. At this point, we are all aware that Mama Ke shies away from confrontations at all costs. She doesn't like addressing people directly. She would rather boil up in her diary sessions and when she's with Babake about the other wives. Not to call out Babake on his shortcomings, no, not that. Just about the other wives. Hence why after saying all that she said, she went on to do most of the talking in her diary, where she spoke about how Makhumalo and Babake once said they serve her, saying that if Babake feels like Makhumalo is his provider, he must not involve her in all that. She then continued to tell Babake that if it's chairs, if it's Moraba that Makhumalo wants, that's exactly what she'll get, as she had no business whatsoever speaking about her affairs. That time, Makhumalo wasn't even trying to expose her. She was merely putting things on the table that she felt needed to be addressed. In Mamake's diary, the producer goes on to ask her if she will ever forgive Makhumalo. And this is what she said.
Yabo njengoba sengikhulume kangaka iyona ndlela ke nami ebengithi Paula sithandwa sami nami sengipholile.
Babake goes on to mention in his diary that when Makhumalo hears about what Macele said about her, their relationship might be ruined forever. But whose fault is that though? His. He then goes on to foolishly say this can maybe be a good thing, in the sense that when Makhumalo sees it, she'll then realize that things not being okay between her and Mtombeni might actually cause them problems, because now this man is not even defending her and stuff like that. Also because according to him, if his relationship with Makhumalo was fine, he could have protected her against Macele. Does Babake listen to himself when he speaks though? Also, we all know that the reason his relationship with Makhumalo was fine is because then Makhumalo was a Yebo Baba kind of girl. That's the only reason why. Moving on to Makhumalo, she mentioned something very beautiful that happened at the retreat, which is that the Mzumbe trio came back in one piece.
I guess we found a silver lining.
This was during a conversation with her sisters when she was telling them how the retreat went, how Mtombeni attacked her, and how she, as Makhumalo, does not acknowledge Makhwela. Makhwela does not exist in her world. She also mentioned that Mtombeni has taken a stand to destroy her, only because she firmly said she wants nothing to do with Makhwela. Her sisters then asked about her and her sister wives, how they came out of the retreat and everything, and it was in this moment where she mentioned that even though everything didn't come out okay from the retreat and a lot was not resolved, after they left Macele and Babake's chalet, which was where the meetings were held, something miraculous happened.
Kuzenzakalele wonke umuntu azangazinyuka itephuso zokuye erumini wonke umuntu wahlala phansi endaweni eyodwa nahlala ndawonye. Sesiqedile nje i-low therapy session sesiright ehleli. Lesafe sahlala phansi ka3 nga4 ngayazi ukuthi besimi kuphi noma yini.
I guess we found a silver lining.
So entweni besizikhuluma I got to realize ukuthi uya understand manje ezinye zezinto ukuthi hayi umuntu udlaliwe la wagcina ngempela impayback sakhe umuntu o-wrong ikhali zabheka endaweni e-wrong.
The tea is exceptionally good today.
Ileyo nto mina engiyitholile ngathi thina sihleli so 3 kwaze kwasa.
That's when they were now able to agree that they saw for themselves that they have been pitted against each other and they have never had an opportunity where they were able to sit and hash things out, as they were forever fighting but not knowing what exactly for, especially when there were no squabbles between them. But when her sisters asked about Makwela wanting to know which train she is on between the Mzumbe train and the Sipak one, she doesn't know who that is.
Ubani lo yini leyo vele?
She added to that saying that maybe number 6 is already on the way to give the 2 trains balance, so it can be 3-3 on each. Besides that, Makumalo called out Musa for going to her parents' home and ending up bragging in front of her parents about his wife.
Now you went home to speak about a specific thing. Mawufika khona wayishintsha wayobabrekela about how much you respect your wife and how much of a useless woman I am in front of my parents.
According to Makumalo's sisters, Mtombeni also said while he was at the Khumalo homestead that for him to finish things that were left hanging, the traditional wedding things probably, Makumalo must agree to his demands concerning number 5 and accept Makwela as her sister wife. And that was when Makumalo's mother was like, no, I will not discuss anything that has to do with number 5. Hold it right there, sir. Anyway, following the retreat, the Mzumbe trio went out together to ride bikes and to rehash some of the things that transpired at the retreat. And I must say, I love this for them. I saw some people complaining that Mayeni rejected a hug from Makumalo. And on this, I just want to say we should not focus on that. We should focus on the peace that is brewing amongst these 3. Also, not everybody is a hugger. We all know Mayeni, if she didn't want to be there, she wouldn't have. We know that. So the healing and peace that seems to be happening between the 3 of them is what we should be focusing on. And it was here where they agreed that the person who needs therapy is the husband, not them. Mangwabe also added that everything has been a lie. They have been living a lie all this while. That is what she found out at the retreat.
Ngicabanga ukuthi kukhona umehluko ngokuthi sile kwe-retreat. Mhlawumbe bengangalungi wonke ama-relationships, but I think the fact that thina sikwazi ukuhlala kanje soyi-3 and sibonane njengabosisi and not njengezitha, it means something.
She also mentioned that Mtombeni lives for social media.
Ngithanda ukuthi uMthombeni enye into ezombulala i-social media. Yazi uMthombeni uphilela i-social media guys. Akasaphili for himself.
Bese selective entweni azithathayo kuyona. Kube ilezi nje ekathi zizobhikiza wena.
Exactly.
Yay! Yay!
Ama-captions akhe uvela ubhuquze phansi ubone ukuthi uthole post wena manje.
For me nje ubaba womuzi obusy ku-Instagram. For me it's giving, I don't know, leyo. I believe uyayidinga therapy nje.
Another highlight of this episode was, of course, Sneh telling him about her 4th pregnancy. His reaction, to be precise.
Lesifo ngaleya shona.
Of course, Sneh seemingly wasn't bothered because she was laughing and stuff. Anyway, that's when Babake, I would like to say, out of frustration and shock. But on the same breath, I don't understand why he's shocked when he's the one who wants 20 kids. Anywho, he ended up talking about how he doesn't understand why Sneh doesn't prevent when expressing his disappointment in her.
Umacele befanele ngabutshele uSneh ukuthi kuyaprevent. Angazi ukuthi ukhulelwe kanjani.
But then this man continued to talk about how they sleep around with people but they don't get pregnant, yada yada. And I was like, sir, are you aware you're on national TV in this moment?
Baningi abantu esilala nabo la abakhulelwe ngoba bayaprevent. Lona ke.
And of course, Sneh fell pregnant when they were in Joburg shooting Izingane Sesthembu, and not by the man who was to lobola her. This we find out when Babake asked her who got her pregnant when she was on the verge of being loboled. One thing I'm going to say on this is that Sneh is Babake's gift from Gog Flow, I tell you. Because she's the one at the forefront, seeing to it that her father's vision comes to life. And to top it all, Snare's new baby daddy has no plans whatsoever of taking the kid. Meaning what? Yep. In this moment, he couldn't hold his tears back or he cried.
Because I won't understand. I don't know.
Like he said, he really doesn't understand why Snare is not preventing at all.
How preventing gun is Snare? How preventing gun? Because ukulala ngeke ngikwazi ukuvimba ukuthulala. How preventing gun? Yini menza ngayo eclinic? Ukuhlukumezeka noma i-decision athi yena ngiyayithatha yokuthi angiprevent. I do not know. I'm not a psychologist.
God have mercy upon us.
But the good news is that Snare says she is done this time.
Sengiqedile Nkosi yami kube benginamandla bengacela sho nodokotela bangivale ngoba sekwanele manje.
And I saw a clip of her telling Tirelo all this and showing her the implant. Take a look.
Isho indaba ngaprevent vele. Ayibo, utshela ba saka-prevent ngicwele la. Nayi implant izwa. Ngifuna ukuzwa. Izwa. Iphi nayi. Oh ngiyayizwa. Bajela kambi awumdala phela wena. Hayi kodwa ngeke sengizale kakhulu ngisafuna. Sengidedele wena awushaya noma uthuke yanya.
And don't forget to like. Let's continue in the comment section, share this video and subscribe. Until next time, bye and thank you for watching.